So in order to get your bodies prepared to do this quite challenging sequence of movements, we really need to prepare the body. So we'll do a strong activation. So we're going to stretch out the spine and really stretch out the big muscles in the back, the latissimus dorsi muscles. And then when we work with the warrior pose in the energize sequence, we can really lift up and lift the sternum, get loads of space in there. So welcome, Sheila. So I think everybody's here who's coming tonight. So let me know if you can't hear me or if there's any funny sounds or anything, please let me know by putting your microphone on and telling me, because I don't see messages when they pop up. So just coming up to a standing position on your mat and just come in to stand tall first of all, feel your strong legs, lengthen your spine. Your sternum, lift your shoulders up towards your ears and just take your shoulders back. Lift your chin so your chin's parallel to the floor. And just take a nice big deep breath in. And as you breathe in, let your shoulders lift up towards your ears. And breathe out and relax those shoulders down. Give your shoulders a couple of shrugs. And just feel your knees bend. Just let your whole body just come into a little bit of a shaking movement. Knees bending, your arms are moving, your shoulders, the whole of the body start to loosen up. You're going to take the hands over to the right side and just begin to take them around in a bit of a circle. You might want to separate your feet. Always remember to breathe in as you lift up and breathe out as you come down. And let this first few circles be about the arms and your shoulders. Just loosening up. And then pausing with your arms up overhead. Lovely. Take a deep breath in, lift the sternum and feel your spine lengthen. As you breathe out, let your shoulders relax and create a circle in front, let both of those arms just descend down. Just let the body come forwards down towards the ground. And you can bend your knees as you come down into this forward bend. Feel your spine relax, your head, your neck, your shoulders. And just take a few deep breaths here. And then start to lift up. Engage your core muscles, press down into your feet. Still keep your feet in a wide stride. Lift up and take your hands all the way back up. Just enjoying that deep stretch. And then let your arms come down on the side of your body. Create that circle in front once more. And then this time we're going to take the arms over towards the left side. But as your arms are shaking, really make this one about your legs and your knees. And each time you come down, just sink a little bit further. And feel your body softening into the movement. As it's shaking away the day, any tension, tiredness. It's been a nice day today. Some sunshine. Lovely, just make this one your last one and pause in your forward bend. So coming down into your forward bend, let your arms relax down here. Take a deep breath. Breathe out, relax, bend your knees. And then start to walk your feet back to hip distance. And start to come up, so you're stacking each vertebrae, using your core muscles, and feel each vertebra just click into place. Take your hands right through the midline, reach up. Lovely. Placing your palms together up overhead, and just let your body come over towards the right side, so you feel a stretch through the left. And breathe in that stretch. Breathe out as you come back up. Breathe in. Breathe out as you move over to the left side. And then use your core muscles, lift back up, let your palms face up, reach up, press up. So you feel a stretch on the inside of the arms. And then let your arms come down either side of your body. Fabulous. Take your weight over into your left leg, lift your right foot and circle your toes. And you can use something to hold on to. If you need to, just support yourself any way you can, make it easy for yourself. And just feel your ankle relaxing. And your circles might get a bit bigger. And then go the other way as well. You can find a spot on the floor to focus on, or just focus on your breathing. And then let your foot just come close to the other ankle and then give your foot a shake. Feel your sole loosening and your toes. As we do everything segmentally in sequence, just start to feel that awareness rise up from the sole of the foot. The top of the foot, the ankle, your calf muscle. Relaxing and letting go, feel it in your knee. Whoops, falling over. And then feel it flow up into your quad, into your thigh. Lovely. Bring the leg out in front. And then here's where it becomes a workout for the brain. Take your leg across the body. Brilliant. Bring the leg back around, place it down onto the mat. Take the weight into your right leg, lift your left foot and circle your toes. Again, use your core muscles to help keep you steady. Just enjoying those circles and allowing just the creation of circles relaxing itself. And change direction. And then bring that awareness into your foot and give your foot a shake out. You can use, you can pretend you've got two chairs at the side. That sometimes works for me, balancing. And again, feel the sole of the foot relaxing and your toes, your heel. And then let that awareness rise up into the calf muscle, within your shin, into your knee, and then up into the thigh, into the quad, and the hip. And then bring the leg to the front. And then ease it, across the body. Whoa, I'm pulling over tonight. When you do this, it's really good for your brain. It tones the vagus nerve. And then bring your foot back round, place it onto the floor, and give your whole body another shake out. Notice if it feels any different to the first time you did it. See how much freedom you've got on your joints now. Lovely. Come back to standing. We'll work with the spine, the shoulders, and then we're going to stretch out the latissimus dorsi. So have your feet a little bit more than hip distance, soften your knees, and just start turning from left to right. Let the movement come from the base of your spine. And let your arms be really loose. And allow your arms just to tap into your body as you twist. Turn your head as well if you wish. Or you can keep your head forward. So you can notice how it feels in your spine. If you have any tingling, start to let your arms lift a bit more. And then let the arms come up. If they're not already, bring them up to around elbow height. And as your hands tap in, be somewhere around the mid part of your back, into wherever the heart center is, mid-thoracic we call it. And then let your arms come up to shoulder height, give your the opposite shoulder a little tap. And then let your arms go up into that space up above. As you move, just visualize what's happening in your spine. Squeezing away any tension from sitting. Just let your arms come back down. Notice the air, hands move past. Soothing. And then let your hands come right down so they come down low, back to your hip level. And just start to lift your heels off the ground. Notice how the twist deepens. And you really can turn your head as well. And that's it. And let your arms lift up again. So this movement is great. It gets your heart rate going. So it gets the blood moving around your body. Oxygenates your blood. So let your arms come up to elbow height again. And feel as though there's no bones in your arms. And then let them come to shoulder height. And this time, really consciously allow the arm to move around so you're giving the other shoulder a little tap. So you've got a stretch in there. And then let your arms go back up into the space. And up in that space above, really notice the air, feel the air moving through your fingers. And you can even close your eyes. Just enjoy sensation. It's nice. Let your arms come back down. Feel as though they're light as air. And then bend your knees a bit. So your quads get a bit of a stretching. With this for me, I find if I go slow, I can do it safely. Then if you noticed a second ago, I was hopping all over. But it's an easy one to build too much momentum and then it becomes unsteady. And then just make your way back to standing. Just allow your awareness to come towards your breath. Notice your legs, your hips, your chest. Lift your shoulders up, take your shoulders back. And just note how you feel after those quite fast movements. So we're just going to loosen up the shoulders. So just begin drawing your shoulders together and then relaxing them down. But let the movement come through the whole of your body. So you sink into your knees. You breathe in, you lift up. There's a stretch in the chest. And you feel your shoulder blades draw together, first of all. And then from moving both shoulders, just begin to move one and then the other. As always, just let your hips be included. Feel the movement flow through your body. You just feel as though you're unraveling any tension that's settled into your shoulders. Your elbows. Feel into the ribs. It's great. Allow your breathing again to synchronize with your movement. So as you breathe in, your elbows lift up. And breathe out as they come down. And sink your arms down. And scoop through. And then it boosts your adrenals and massages the kidneys. And then just bring that back into your elbows. And then from your elbows into your shoulders. So yeah, just taking your shoulders back, that's it, you've got it. And then from your shoulders, just let your shoulders relax and just let that movement, that figure of eight movement, just move into your hips. And check that you've got your feet a comfortable distance apart. And as you move your hips, let your focus be on the soles of your feet. bit of a weird thing, really. And after a few movements in one direction, go the other way. And then just let yourself come to a natural pause. We're going to come into Tadasana Mountain Pose. I'm just going to have a little drink of water first. So this next movement, we do it quite a lot actually. So you're going to anchor your right foot and step forward with your left foot. Let your arms come up. And then you step back, you let your arms come down, and then you lift them again. So come forward, arms lift, they come down, you step back and they lift up again. That's it. And we just do the movement a few times. And then if you want to bring your breath in, you just breathe in as the arms come up and breathe out as they come down. So you breathe in through your nose. Now you've got your movement nice and smooth. As you come forward, really focus on lifting the sternum. So you feel a nice stretch through your back. And what we're doing is we're stretching out the diaphragm as well as the interstimus dorsi. So next time you come forward, give your shoulders a tap. And then let the arms come down, and then do that when you go back again. So just give your shoulders a tap each time. If possible, try and keep your elbows in line with your shoulders. Now, next time you come forward, I'd just like you to pause. Bring the soles of your feet down onto the mat. So you've got your left foot forward, your right foot down, and the toes are slightly pointed out. All you're going to do is bring your palms together up overhead and then bend that front knee so you sink down into a warrior pose. I'm just going to turn sideways so you can see what it looks like on the side. And just sink down into it gently. And then release your hands, let your hands come down. Step both feet back to starting position. And then we're going to begin that same thing on the other side. So this time, stepping forward with the left foot, I think. Is that right? Yes, it is. So we're going to come forward with the left foot, arms come up, and then you're stepping back with your left foot. So it just starts off really smooth to begin with. Breathe in as the arms come up. And breathe out as they come down. And again, just focus on that lovely lengthening through your spine. And then bring in your shoulder tap. So it's got a nice stretch as well. Doing great. And then next time you come forward, just pause there, let your palms come together, anchor the soles of the feet down, pop your core muscles on, lengthen your spine, and then bend your front knee. So it'll be your left knee that's bent. And then you're just sinking into a nice warrior pose. So the sternum's lifted, got space between your hips and ribs. And just allow your breathing to become nice and steady and even as you sink into your warrior pose, Virabhadrasana. It's earth energy. Feeling steady and strong. If you feel happy and you feel steady and strong, if you just want to let your head just lift up ever so slightly, so you're looking towards the back of your wrist. And then let your head look forward. Bring your hands down. Step both feet back together. And you might just want to stand for a moment and let your heartbeat return back to a slower, more steady pace. You might even want to close your eyes. And just tune in to those sensations within your body. Your feet feel, legs. And then release your hands, let your hands just come down by your sides. Fabulous. So a nice busy activation to get us going. So what we're going to work with today, it's quite a physical class this evening. We're just going to work with Serena Muscar, the Sun Salutation to begin with. And what I thought I would do is I would teach the first side with the cat pose and the sphinx pose, and then the second time with the dog and the cobra. And then after we've worked with that, we'll work with the inner fire sequence. So it's very, very physical class. I'm just looking for. Sorry, I was just looking for some contact lens solution. The light dries my eyes out sometimes. So if you see me pulling funny faces, it's because my eyes have gone dry. So I'd like you, first of all, to come to step towards the front of your mat. And we're going to come into Tadasana mountain pose to begin with. So just allowing yourself to come to a standing position. Bringing your feet to hip distance. Lifting your toes, placing your toes down. Bringing your heels sink down. And just feeling the ground underneath your feet, that steady earth. We'll come into mountain pose first of all. Drawing that steady earth energy into your legs. Breathing it into your hips. And parking your pelvis into neutral. So just lifting that pelvic floor or the perineum. So lifting up towards the top of your head and then draw back in the lower abdominals. So you feel that steady strength through the center of your being. Now breathe in. As you breathe in, let your sternum lift. It'll lengthen your spine. Your shoulders just lift up naturally. Breathe in. Breathe out and just let them settle down. And then take a few breaths as you enter into that space in your chest. The crown of the head to rise up. And just keep your core muscles switched on about 60%. Your palms come together. Just drawing your wrists apart, turn your fingers down towards the earth. Fingers turn towards you. And then you just soften into your knees. Bring the backs of the hands closer together and lift up. Drawing the hands up through the midline of the body. Really focus on lifting the sternum. And then breathe out, fold forward. Keep your hands close to your body and come down into a forward bend. Stretching your hamstrings. And then rising back up. Breathing in as you come back up. Energizing the body with that breath. And then let your arms open out overhead so your palms face up. Great. Fold back down to the earth. Keep your hands in close to your body. Breathe out as you come down. And then you come in straight back up, stacking each vertebra, breathing in and opening out as if there's beautiful sunshine overhead. And then folding back down. Final time. And then in your forward bend, just spend a moment or two down here, experiencing your forward bend. Feeling a stretch through the backs of your legs. You can bend your knees, let your abdomen rest on your thighs. And then from your forward bend, you're going to step back with your right foot and bring your right knee down onto the mat. Lovely core muscles on your hands are going to go behind. So you feel pinch together with your shoulder blades, and then breathe in, let your hands come forward, so your hands come to eye level. And then breathe out, fold your abdomen back down into your thigh, let your arms raise up behind. Second time, you bring the hands up a little bit further. Breathe in, let that sternum lift, fold down as you breathe out, soften back down into the knee. Third time you lift up as high as what's comfortable for you, and let your arms open out. And again, feel as though you've got sunlight warming your hands and face. Breathe in. Breathe out, flow back down towards that leg, let your hands go behind. And then bring your hands forward, place both hands down, either side of your foot. And then we're going to do the cat version. So lift up, bring both the knees together. And then place both palms down onto the mat. So your shoulders are above your hands and your hips are above your knees. Breathe out. Engage your core muscles and let your back arch up towards the ceiling. Let your chin come in towards your chest. Just hold that for a moment. And then reverse. So you tilt your pelvis forward, feel that ripple move down through your spine, and your head comes up, you're looking forwards. When you're ready to breathe out, move the awareness back towards the base of the spine, arching your back up towards the sky. Chin comes in towards your chest. And then just work with that cat a few times. Let your body flow as your breath enters and leaves your body. So as you're breathing in, your head will be coming up. And as you breathe out, your head will be coming back down and you'll arch your back. And then come back to your neutral position. And then you're going to step back with your right foot. Step back with your left foot. Let your hips drop down so you're in a straight line like a plank. Hold for a moment. And then bend your knees, bring your knees down onto the mat. Let your chest come down and then your chin, so you lay down completely on your front. Let your feet relax. And then bring your hands forward so your thumbs are at eye level. With your forehead down on the mat, breathe out. And we're going to come into sphinx pose. So just engage your core muscles from the base. Breathe in and start to lift your torso from the mat. Bring your elbows in underneath your shoulders. And then you're coming into sphinx pose. So your forearms are down, your fingers are separated, chin's parallel to the floor, and your shoulders are broad. And we're just going to pause here for a moment, feeling into the back. Just taking a few breaths so you feel your abdomen, pressure through that space in your body, and compression in the lumbar part of the spine. And then separate your elbows, let your chest come back down onto the mat. Bring your hands back either side of your ribs, and then lift back up, come back up onto your hands and knees. Come back up onto your knees and bring your left leg forward. And then you fold back down into your thigh. Let your arms raise up behind. Breathe in, bring your hands to eye level. Second time, hands come up that little bit higher. And then your third time, you lift up as high as what's comfortable for you. And just pause for a moment. You can let the sternum lift, feel that lovely expansion. And then folding back down into your thigh. Final, place your hands down either side of your foot. And then step both feet back together into your forward bend for a moment. And then rising up, and we do this bit 3 times, so you come all the way up, lifting up, stretching out. Just enjoy that movement, folding back down, and just work with this bit in your own time. You're going to come up and down 3 times, lifting up, folding back down. You're going to come up 3 times, and then come back down. So your hands are by your feet, and just come back down into your forward bend. And then this time you're going to step back with your left foot. Bring your left knee down onto the mat, core muscles on, let your hands go behind. And then as you breathe in, hands come to eye level. Glutes on, core muscles on, brilliant. Fold back down into that leg. So we do each one of these 3 times. And each time you lift that a little bit higher and just feel that wonderful flow moving through your body. 3rd time, lift up into your sunburst and just have a micro pause. Wonderful, fold back down. Now this time, it's up to you if you want to do it the way we've just done it. So come onto your knees and go into cat pose, you can. If you want to do it with dog pose, it's slightly different. So we're going to go into plank pose. So you can either go into planking the way that we did before, or just tuck your toes under, lift your right leg through, and then your whole body's in a straight line in your plank. Just pause for a moment, let your strength build, and then bring your knees down, your chest, and then your chin. And then let your body just relax on the floor. So if you want to do the sphinx pose now, you can. If you want to do cobra pose, place your hands underneath your shoulders. Let your awareness move from the base. Keep your glutes relaxed and start lifting your torso 1 vertebra at a time. Keep your elbows in towards your body and just feel that lovely, lovely lengthening through your spine, chin parallel to the floor, and let your eyes just gaze towards the space between your eyebrows. That's the same in sphinx as well. Breathe in, let your chin tuck in, and bring your body back down onto the mat. So now you can either go into cat, so come up onto your hands and knees, or if you want to come up into the downward facing dog, just tuck your toes under, lift up a couple of centimeters, and then take your abdomen towards your thighs and then lift up. That's great. So once you've arrived into your dog pose, we're just going to spend a moment or 2 working with the hamstrings. So just begin to step your feet. So you just lift the balls of the feet off the mat and then bring them back down again. So you feel a really lovely stretch through your hamstrings. Let your head relax between your arms. And then just pause. Step your feet wide to the sides of your mat. Lift up from the base and feel a lovely stretch down from the base of your spine down towards the crown of the head. And this is an energizing pose. And then walk your feet back together. If you wish, you can bring your knees down and go back in that same way. And if you want to do it the other way, you're going to step your left leg forward and bring your right knee down onto the mat. And then we go back into runner. It's hard to teach 2 ways at once. And then on your 3rd time, just flow up. Pause up there for a moment. Tune into that steadiness. Feel steadiness in your hips and legs. Core muscles on. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, just flow back down, soften down into that leg. Bring both hands forward and step both feet back together at the front of your mat. Pause in your forward bend for a second. And then begin to stand up, stacking each vertebra. So you're coming up slowly, lifting up, And then we do this bit 3 times. So just enjoy this last bit with your own dialogue. When you've worked with it 3 times, just pause with you. And get you all to pause with your arms up overhead, with your palms facing up. Just again, tune into that feeling in your hands and palms. You might experience some tingling. Slowly bring your palms together up overhead, let your palms come together. And then just guide your hands down in front of your heart. And then just enjoy that feeling of pressure between the 2 palms. Steadiness in your body. And then release your hands, let your hands just come down. And I invite you to just come down onto your mats and lay down for a moment or 2. So come down into crocodile pose. So come onto your tummies. Separate your feet wide. Have your heels in, your toes pointed out, and then fold one arm on top of the other. And just place your forehead onto the backs of your arms. And just enjoy a few really slow, steady breaths. Just taking a few deep breaths, feeling the whole of your spine relax. And just scanning through your body, scanning from your feet, ankles, shins, knees. Your hips and your abdomen. Just noticing the whole of your back. And then just bringing your awareness into your arms and your feet. Start to bring your feet closer together and slide your hands just underneath your shoulders and just lift yourself back into pose of a child, extended child with your arms stretched out in front. Just enjoy a couple of breaths here. And then engage core, press down into your palms, lift up so you come onto your hands and knees. And then just bending your right elbow, feed your left arm through, bring your shoulder down onto the mat. So you come down into the weaving cat pose. So I'm just taking a couple of breaths down here. Engage core, lift back up. And then just repeating that one on the other side. So bending your left elbow, feed your right arm through, and coming down. And then lifting back up. And repeating that one again. So bending your right elbow, left arm comes down. And then this time, raising your right arm up above your body. So the arm comes up so it's vertical. So you're supporting yourself on your shoulder and the main weight's on your shoulder. And then just start to twist your arm around. So it twists one way and then the other. So the arm stays upright and you just twist in from the shoulder socket. That's great. And then just let that arm come back down. And then repeat that on the other side. So you just bend one elbow, feed your arm through, it's like you're threading a needle, Lower your shoulder down, side of your head. Check that you're comfortable and then raise the other arm up. And then once the arms come up, just start to twist the arm one way and then the other. And just feel the movement. It's like what we do standing up. It moves down from the shoulder, elbow, wrist and fingers. That's great. And then just let your arm come back down. Press down into your palm. And come back into pose of a child. But this time, bring both of your hands back. So your hands are by your ankles, palms facing up, and your foreheads resting on the mat. And just stay there for a few breaths. Whenever you're ready, start to make your way back up into a seated position and just make yourself comfy for a minute or two. And so welcome back, everybody. I think you're all back. Yes. I just saw Jean's hand pop up then. So that means it's time. I'm going to do some demonstrating. So we've been working with this gorgeous sequence, I think for about 4 or 5 weeks now, but it's got so many different parts to it. And I've been saving this part until last. And what I've decided to do, because I've added an extra pose in, but we did that, the extra pose in it is actually the lateral triangle, which is the first one we did. So I'm going to give you a little demonstration of the flow through the warriors, through the triangles, and then I'm going to put that triangle in right at the end. I'm going to use a block. So if you've got a yoga block or a book, I would suggest to use it, because this week with one of the poses, I'm going to teach a slightly deeper version of it where I twist the block around. So I'll place the block just here. No, I'm not. I'll place the block just here. I've turned it on its side so it's that little bit longer because I'm not very big. So I'm going to bring the block, place the block there. I'm going to place my hand onto the block, and that's a slightly different version because we didn't put in our forearm onto the knee. So it's up to you if you want to do this version. So there we go. So there's a lot of postures there. So I invite you to join us in this beautiful flow. As I was coming towards the end of it, because you get thoughts, don't you, when you do yoga, and like things come to you. And I say it a lot with when because I'm not teaching it big classes, it's online, I forget, but it's oh god, I forgot what I was going to say. It's just about enjoying it, and it doesn't matter what it looks like, it's how it feels, and it's just about having a go more than anything. So if you've got a block, get your block or your book, and we'll go to the right side first of all. So I turn my block on its big side. So you don't have to, you can put your hand onto your forearm onto your knee, but I thought, because we've been working with it, it's nice to work with a bit of, if you want to try things a bit more deeply. So let's come to Tadasana first of all. Get into your steady place and feel your spine lengthen, feel down into your legs. And it's always nice to just gently tighten the muscles in your legs, just to remind yourself of how much physical strength you've got there. Lift pelvic floor, breathe in. And then just gently breathe out, let the muscles in your legs relax, but still keep your core muscles engaged. You let your sternum lift, your shoulders back. Okay, feel how tall your spine can grow and give it space. You let your palms come together. You release your hands, let your hands come down and step out to the right side. And then turn the toes of your right foot 90 degrees and then take your left heel back. And check that you feel really strong through your legs. And first of all, your hips are forward. Core muscles on, feel your spine lengthen. Breathe in, let your arms lift up. And then as you breathe out, sink down through your hips, let your knee bend. Slightly tuck tailbone under, let your sternum lift, breathe in. And as you breathe out, turn your head so you're looking down the middle finger of your right hand. I'm just going to stay here for a second. Lovely. Now bend your right elbow, place it down towards your thigh, sweep your left arm across into that diagonal. That's it. And first of all, just begin to reach into it. Check that your torso is facing forwards. And then if you've got your block there, and it's the right height for you, I'm putting mine long ways, you can place your hand onto your block. Just reach, and it's more about that deep stretch through that left side. So you want to be with the whole body's, with your arms in a diagonal. Brilliant. That's it. Now lift your right hip, so lift your left heel up, take it back, let your hips turn forward, bring your hand down. I've turned my block over so it's on its side. Place your hand down onto it, but then turn from the base of your spine. Turn every vertebra first of all, and then raise your right hand up. That's great. And if it feels comfortable for you here, you might even want to straighten your right knee as well, if your knee's bent. So I'll just come out a bit so I can see you. Brilliant. And again, feel as though your torso is completely turned to the right. And then you're going to sweep your right hand down past your right hip, and then just pause with both hands just in front of your foot for a second. And then really put your core muscles on and feel as though you're lifting something up from the earth. And we're going to take the hands all the way through this time. Let your hands come up overhead, bring your palms together. That's great. Now, you can have your hands together, or you can even have them apart if you want to. I've got my hands together. Bend your front knee, sink down into your warrior pose. So tailbone under and lift up through your sternum. Just turning around so I can see you all. Feel steadiness through your hips and legs. Core muscles on, space between the ribs and the hip bones. And then with your left arm, you're going to sweep your left arm back and place it just above your hip. And then you're left with this right hand in front, and then just put a lovely soft curve into your elbow. Imagine you've got a thread attached from the palm of your hand to your chest, and then lift up on that. So you've got a really nice lift up through the sternum. That's absolutely, you look amazing, all of you. And then just take a few breaths here. Feel how steady you are through your legs and that openness and that space in your chest. Release your hand, let both palms come forward, and then we're going to adjust the feet slightly. So move your heel so it feels all right, and then move the heel of your right foot so it's in line with the arch of your left foot. So if there was an invisible line, it would trail down. And then it's up to you. If you want to have a straight leg, you can. If you want to bend your knee, you can. We're going to come all the way over into a final triangle pose. So your left hand is up above your body. Your right arm is just relaxed. Breathe in. If you want to, you can look up towards your hand. Again, feel really steady and rooted through your legs. And then just soften that left hand, let that hand sweep all around in front so it makes like a circle. Bring both feet forward, breathe in. And come up to standing. Pause for a second, just feeling absolutely expanded, taking up your space. And then you just come down to the earth and relax down here and just make your body really soft and relaxed and feel as though it's got an opportunity to just move in its own unique way. And when you feel ready, start walking your feet back together. And stop when they get to hip distance and start to lift up. Noticing your vertebrae in your back. Keep your arms low this first time. And just make your way back up to standing and step yourself over to the right hand side. Place your block over towards the left hand side. Let's make your way back into Tadasana Mountain Pose. Into your strong legs. Muscles on sternum and legs. Keep your palms come together in front of your heart. Release your hands, let your hands come down and step out to the left hand side this time. Turn the toes of your left foot 90 degrees, take your right heel back. Your core muscles on, breathe in, let your arms lift up so they open out like two wings, and then let them relax down. And one big breath in as you lengthen your spine. As you breathe out, you bend that knee and the weight's down through your hips and through the outside rim of your right foot. Turn your head, so you're looking down the middle finger of your left hand. Lovely. Bend your elbow. First of all, bring it down towards the thigh. Sweep your right arm across into your diagonal, into your Bhima pose. This pose is brilliant for building courage and determination. So just take a moment to breathe here. And if you want to place your hand onto a block, you can do. Just make sure there's no strain though. Brilliant. Okay, so you're going to lift your right heel, take your heel back, it lets your hip turn, bring your right hand down onto the block, and then you're going to turn from the base of your spine one vertebra, so you're looking over your left shoulder, and then lift your left arm up. You've got that amazing twist through your body. Check that you feel steady. If you want to straighten your left leg, you can do. Just make sure that you really feel that steadiness. Take a nice big deep breath in here. As you breathe out, sweep the arm down so it passes by your hip. Bring both hands so they're in front of your left foot, and then begin to lift up, and you can lift the hands all the way up. So you're really using core. Palms come together if you want them together. If you want them separated, you can. Sink down through your hips, let your front knee bend, and you come into a really lovely warrior pose. And if you wish, you can look up towards the back of your wrists as well. That directs the energy up. And then bring your awareness into your right hand, and you're just going to sweep your right hand back. It goes onto your hip. Left hand comes out in front, and it's as though there's a thread attached to your sternum, and it lifts you up and it creates that bit of extra space. Breathe into that space. Focus. And then just let let your hips come back to the front, let your palms come back to the front. And then just adjust your feet so the heel of your left foot is in line with the mid-arch of your right. Take your heel back, core muscles on, and then we go into that final triangle. So you just hinge over from the waist, right hand comes up. Just make sure that you're not moving too far forward, so your body's in that one plane still. Lovely, grounded, strong, anchored. And then sweep your arm forward, final circle. It's 3/4 of a circle. Palms come forward, feet come forward. You take a big deep breath in. Feel really energized and vibrant. You're doing great. And then fold down to the ground, relax down here. And then just start when you're ready. If you need to stay with a wide stance, stay for a bit longer. You can start moving your feet closer together, but really take your time, have reverence for each step. So each step's important. And then start to lift yourself up. Coming all the way up this time, let your hands lift up too. Breathe in. And breathe out as your hands come down in front of your heart center. I'm just going to invite you to spend a few moments just resting in that peacefulness that you've created. When you're ready, relax your hands. Might feel a bit tingly, sometimes we do. I think it's probably, let's see what time. It's time to come down and lay down. Have your blankets and things just at the side. We're just going to do a few relaxing movements for the sacrum because we've done some quite strong yoga this evening. So really well done, everybody, especially people who've not, because we've been doing this for weeks now. So if you've just come to it tonight, amazing. You've done really well. So come down onto your backs and roll your knees into your chest and just rock from side to side. And enjoy rocking from side to side, feeling the pressure move along the sacrum. And then placing your hands onto your knees, just begin to rotate your knees a few times, just taking them around in a few circles. And again, enjoy those circles. Relax in and soothe in. Take your knees the other way. And then take a nice big deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just draw your knees down towards your chest. Just gently press them down towards your chest. And then relax, sliding your legs away. Let your toes roll out to the sides and let your palms face upwards. Just gently bring your awareness and your focus in towards your breathing. Noticing the gentle rise of the abdomen, the belly as you breathe in. And notice how your body relaxes as you breathe out. I'm just going to begin with the physical body. Just bringing your awareness into your legs, into your feet, and just gently tightening the muscles in your legs and feet. And breathe into them. And breathe out. As you breathe out, really soften the legs. Coming into the knees now, and just gently pressing the knees down into the mat. And notice how that contracts the muscles in the quads. Breathing into those areas. And breathe out. Tightening the glutes. Lifting pelvic floor, perineum. Drawing tummy button back towards the spine. And just breathe into that tightness. And breathe out, softening, relaxing, letting go. Pressing your sacrum down into the mat now. And then take your awareness down towards the base of the spine, towards the coccyx, place where the base chakra and Muladhara is said to be housed. And just breathing into that area, the base of the body, breathing out. Your awareness travel up a little bit higher towards the midpoint of your back, that mid-thoracic part of your back. And just gently press in that part of your spine down into the mat. And breathing in here. And as you breathe out, just softening and soothing and feeling the midpoint of your back relax. Coming up that little bit higher now towards your shoulder blades. And just gently drawing your shoulder blades a little bit closer together so your back arches. And breathe in. As you breathe out, let those shoulders relax back down onto the mat. Then begin to turn your head to the left side and the right side. Really slowly. And then let your head come back to the middle. Scrunch up your eyes, furrow up the brow, wriggle your nose, wriggle the jaw. Have a few moments with your face. Stretching out. Eyes, your forehead. And then let your face relax, let your eyes relax, you smile. Scrunch up your eyes. And then let your eyes relax. Notice the whole of the body resting on the mat and just gently press down into those places where you can feel the ground underneath. And breathe in. As you breathe out, feel the body softening once more. Now let your awareness come down to the soles of your feet and your toes, bones in your foot. And just feel as though you're breathing in a nurturing feeling now, a feeling of kindness, a softness that soothes your toes and your foot, your ankle, your shin and your calf. Just breathe in that nurturing feeling in. And as you breathe out, just let go. Let that nurturing feeling now make its way into your knees. Feel it soothing the knees, moving into the bones within the legs, into the muscles in the legs, the quads, the hips and the pelvis. That soothing, nurturing feeling moves up into the hips, and you just breathe it in, breathe out, relax. Allow that soothing feeling now to move into the organs within the pelvis, into the reproductive organs, elimination organs. And just allowing it to move into the abdomen, into the digestive center, and breathe out. Softness now moves into the center of your being, into the lungs and the heart center, front of the body. Just breathing that nurturing feeling in, softness, and you breathe out. Let that softness now move into the back. Shoulders. And relax. And the healing feeling moves up into the chest, into the throat center. And as you breathe in here, just allow vision of a clear blue lake to come into your mind's eye. And see the water aquamarine, pure and clear. Just breathe the essence of that calm lake into your throat center. Allowing that awareness just to move up that bit higher now, into the eyebrow center and the forehead. Just allow that soothing feeling to be present here. And I invite you now to spend a few moments just resting in this place of stillness. It's calm, quiet. We start to begin that process of returning, starting to become aware of any sounds, maybe some sounds outside the room. Just tuning in any sounds within the room, sound of your breathing. And then become aware of your clothes or your blanket, the ground underneath. And then just start to move your body, just reconnecting with the ground, your physical body. And just start to deepen the breath, feel the lungs expand and feel that relaxation as you breathe out. And you might want to bring your arms up and start having a stretch. You can start to bring the body back into feeling energized. So up above the crown of your head, just allow yourself to see a beautiful sky, blue sky. And in the sky, you see the sun, that twinkle of light. And just feel that warmth. And feel the joy that the sun brings. That joyfulness and warmth. And just allow that radiant light to pour over your face and feel the light awaken your eyes, your cheeks, your nose, your mouth. That light pours down over your shoulders, over the front of the body, down through the central column of the body, and it balances, restores your energy. Flows down into the organs within your body, giving them a boost, and down into your hips. Just oiling the joints within your body, nourishing the muscles. And then it flows down into your legs, into your knees, into your feet, toes. And then just turn over onto whichever side's right for you this evening. And then when you feel ready, just start to press your palms down into the mat and bring yourself back to a seated position. Keep your eyes closed though. Bring your palms together, rub your hands together. And place your nice warm palms over your eyes. Spread your fingers, let the light come through. And then give your head and forehead a tap and your eyebrows and your cheeks. Your jaw and head. Eyes open. Give yourself a dust off. And I think it's nice to end with a nice hug. And then give the other side a hug as well. And let your arms come up overhead, your palms come together. And let your hands come to your heart. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Okay, I'm going to risk. So hard for me not to talk. I realised I'm trying to let the singing bowl go to the end. So I really, really hope that you enjoyed this evening's class, and I hope the singing bowl was all right at the end. I'm a bit scared of using them. I hope you sleep well tonight, and I've not energised you too much and you can't sleep when you're too productive. And I look forward to seeing you again next week for some more lovely Dru Yoga.
Thanks, Kelly. I didn't hear the singing bowl.
Did you not hear it? Oh, that's all right then.